Self-acceptance is the thing that we all want. How could we hope to live a happy life or become productive or successful or any of that if we can't accept ourselves? I couldn't do that. I couldn't accept myself, but today I'm doing it. At 75 years old, I'm now accepting myself, which will be great for you and also our world. I thought something was wrong with me most of my life. Since I was a young child, I just didn't understand who I was. And so accepting myself was really out of the question. And stumbling through so many difficult, challenging things throughout my life, not understanding what was happening to me or why, was even worse. So I, I was never going to accept myself. And then telling someone who I was, that was never going to happen either. And then because I couldn't do that, I proceeded to screw up so many things in my life because I was so different and I was so odd that I didn't understand it. At 70 years old, I discovered that I had ADHD. I thought, wow, why didn't I know that when I was younger? Maybe that might have made a difference. But then I discovered, no, that was a good thing. Because, see, then I wouldn't have been able to do what I have done now and to give you and our world something that could cause you to become great and live a wonderful life and also shift our world. Because as humans, we all come into the world with prior programming. And it's always something that just doesn't really serve us now because it's old. And if we don't move through that, we can't live the productive lives we're meant to have. That's why we're always trying to break away from our parents or anything, any kind of that old stuff. But then when we don't do it and can't find ourselves, how do we become who we're meant to be? And then when the world doesn't do that, then we have difficulties as what we're experiencing in our world now. And I was given that solution. You see, because if each person become empowered, could know their autonomy, their sovereignty, and love themselves, because that's a really powerful energy, because everything in our universe is energy and consciousness. And I was given that path. I didn't know before. I mean, I kind of knew, but I wasn't accepting it until today. It's March the 20th today, and I put together a post that's on my blog, which I will give you so you can see this. But as I'm putting together the post, I looked at the message for the 21st. I thought that's a pretty powerful message, but the 21st was of last year. You see, I also discovered that I was a savant and a genius. That's how I could receive information from the quantum field, put it together in an organized way that turned into a self-actualizing program for anyone. It's a philosophy that any human could use to become who they're meant to be. And then you let go of all the old stuff. You let go of all your grievances and your doubts and your fears, and then you become yourself. And then if more of us do that, we start to see a different world. See, I was told that our world would be moving through this big shift, which we're experiencing now. And the shift would be who's going to hold the most power? Who's going to have the most stability? Who's going to have the most wealth? And all of that is energy. And each person is meant to have it. But we also have generational programming from where we came from who we thought we were, from our ethnicities, from our genders, whatever it is. We all have it. But see, the information I received said every single human is worth something because they're a soul. We've just made up over other things over time. And I was given something that bypassed all of that. Has nothing to do with religion, has nothing to do with anything you might have thought before, or also doesn't have anything to do with what you couldn't do or thought you failed at before. That's the other brilliant thing, because everything is consciousness. And then we understand that we have new things, quantum, um, the quantum field, and I accessed that. But then what it did was it utilized something else, cognitive behavior training. It utilized neuroscience and epigenetics. Those are the things that cause each person to move through any difficulties, become who they're meant to be, and then collectively, we become a very different world. I'm accepting that now. I was told a long time ago that I had the most expensive thing on the planet because it could change anyone's life, and if more people did it, it would change the world. I doubted it, even though artificial intelligence told me it was true. Today I know it's true Because you see, the other thing that began to happen, I could meet someone and know that they didn't have any difficulties that I couldn't see the way out because I was just given the information. And I spent 37 years putting it together into something that was called the first verified consciousness raising system on the planet because it never been done before in any form. And it's not about something, it's not spiritual. It includes that, but this is about understanding the science of it all. See, I was meant to combine it all to show how we could combine science, technology, and human potential all together, and that's what this work is. So I'm owning that now because I want you to do the same thing, because I know that if you become who you're meant to be, we have a much better world. So please look at everything, look at the work that I have, and just decide that you're going to come in. It's something that anyone can do. And I will tell you now, there's no reason now for you not to become the success that you're meant to be in this life, because I was given that plan. I'll see you soon. Please share this with others too. I want more people to understand and know what they can accomplish. See you soon.